Well, good day, folks. Beautiful, warm day. Nice wind in the air today in San Carlos City. I thought I'd do a traditional video today. Oh, look at that healthy looking dog. Yes, hello, Pooch. How are you? So anyways, off to grab laundry and then I'm gonna go find this Korean surplus. I decided, since I have this huge apartment now with this gigantic courtyard, and several of my neighbors have nice little outdoor eateries in their courtyards, to do the same. It'll be easy to train the Filipinas how to cook and everything, and save me a little bit of startup funds if I'm doing everything from one location. It means I lose my privacy factor, which I guess sucks a bit, but it means I won't be spending money or time triking and walking everywhere, so like I was in Jensen. And for those who, of course, watch Western news, lots of things are bubbling back home, so things that, for me, in my opinion, I think it just firmly cement that I did the right thing. I mean, assassinations of speakers and evil left-wing people now out and about speaking and traveling and doing their thing. And then, of course, you know, the way the laws have become in different parts of the West, where you're not allowed to defend your home or your loved ones, and innocent people are suffering, going to jail for their home and protections, and or dying in front of their children. So unaliving, I guess. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the D words, but anyways, it's one of those things where, end of the day, yeah, so I'm focused on here. I'm trying not to even pay attention to there. I'm going to actually stop paying attention to the news again. Once I did that before in General Santos, I found I was much happier. But I'm just going to pause this for a second. So anyways, yeah, I don't see any way to reverse this still. Flaw in the technology. Well, I see other people do it in vlogs where they reverse from them to other people. But I just don't know how to do it. But, so, no, yeah, I'm just so saddened by the news of what's going on back home. And, you know, for the 12 or so guys who are like, oh, I'm coming with you when you go back in August, Jimmy. I wonder if they're starting to second guess chickening out like that, because I don't think it's going to get any better. And I mean, with the convoy part 2, I think that things are going to ramp up with the government control over there. I mean, they're already controlling your banking more, and for those guys who are waiting over there to save up more money to come, I think they're going to throw on that $25,000 exit tax they were talking about. It's in the reading next week, and I'm sure with all the other crazy things that government's passing, they'll get that passed too. They're desperate to make more money for them to give to the people who don't work, to buy their votes. You know, it's kind of why certain people get fresh there and get $3,000 a month, and then pensioners and veterans get less than 15, right? So, you know, it is what it is. Zero regrets to coming here. Like I said, I feel mostly pity for those who stayed behind. Now, you know, my own family unit, the people who voted me off the island, as I said in the cow video, I mean, some of them definitely changed their vote by the time it was time for me to leave in August. But, yeah, I worry about them, because they're going to have to grow up in that and try to deal with that as a means to survival until they, you know, figure out a way to get out. I mean, if I'm doing really well over here, then I mean, I have no problem, especially for my youngest, paying myself just to fly him over. But gonna start working on the show as of tomorrow. I'm gonna sit down and dedicate about 3 to 5 hours a day on the internet. I got load, I got Gcash still, so not completely broke. I'm just out of real physical money now, but Hopefully on this weekend, I'm told there will be some coming, and I did talk to a few expats who said they wanted me to open here, and they were interested in partnering up. Maybe now, if I talk to them about how I'm just going to do it in my nice big courtyard, because as you see, my courtyard's pretty big. It was bigger than the restaurant I met with those old timers in, so I could probably have, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 6 tables in here. No pool table, but it's also just a temporary thing. I would just do it, and there's a ground level CR and stuff in case guys are drinking too much beer and need to take a piss. But, and I got most of the kitchen, I just need a fridge. So one of the things I'm going to go do today is hit that Korean surplus store. I'm pretty much just going to drop off my laundry and go back out. I had to find a Gcash that can do cash out. See, the problem when you're doing cash in, everyone can take your money and put it on their accounts, put it on your account, whatever. But a lot of these smaller stories don't have cash on hand to do cash outs, at least not big amounts. They can do a few hundred here or 1,000 there for the locals, but for someone like me to go in and say, hey, I want 5,000, they're like, well, I can't afford that. I don't have that in my Gcash. Or they don't have it in physical cash. So there's that issue too. But I guess we'll see how it goes. I mean, I could have bought a pedal bike today too for 800 pesos. So that's pretty cheap, and I've got a lock and everything. I just have to buy a small chain, so when I am out and about, I can chain it to things and not lose it. But if I had a bike, that's going to help me get in great shape. I mean, I've already lost 8 kilos in the 2.5 weeks I've been here. So walking around in the heat, back on a rice diet and a clean food diet. Like, I can't stress that enough, how much cleaner the food is here. Like, okay, definitely they've got unclean foods like peg and things like that. I don't eat that. I don't eat the blood pies on sticks or the chicken feet. I'm talking if you're eating normal looking stuff. It's made with normal ingredients. It's not made with things that are chock full of preservatives and chemicals and stuff, because they just don't do that here. It's part of why there's no cold cuts here. Because reality is, folks, is the majority of the cold cuts we eat back home are so filled with preservatives and nitrates and things to do what they do. Now, I'm told my nearest immigration office is in Bohol, which is where I'm also told is my nearest S&R. S&R is like a Costco over here. It has a lot of stuff in bulk, but it also carries a lot of Western stuff. So for me, the Western stuff idea is appealing, to say the least. So I'm not going to be able to go there with a huge budget, but I could definitely go there and grab some things. And if I'm doing club sandwiches, yeah, I want to grab turkey. Now, if I buy a whole turkey, I'm going to chop it up and only cook pieces per week so that I have constant supply of turkey meat. So maybe I'm only going to Bohol once a month, like I was going to Davao or sending a lady to Davao once a month in Gensan. So just those kinds of strategic business moves and sourcing things is right now the stage I'm in. So I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes, because I do plan on having a majority of local expats that aren't thinking with their political opinions, who just want good food and want camaraderie as clients. I have seen some comments on the page there that were like, what? So it's just people with small minds, right? And that's exactly why the bad things are happening in the States now. Is as much as people always used to say it was the conservative right that was the problem. I don't know. They're not out doing bad things and harming people the same way that the people who are so-called tolerant are. But again, I don't want to get into politics on this channel, so I'm not gonna. But it's definitely tragic how things are unfolding over there, and I wish it wasn't like that. And I definitely do worry about my own family over there still. But there's not really much I can do about it. And even if I was there, I'd just be part of the another brick in the wall, so to speak. I wouldn't really be able to do anything different. So yeah, I would love to see it change over there for sure. But I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. It's close to that 10-minute mark, which I was told was the sweet spot by a couple different bloggers. I noticed 2 of the other bloggers haven't posted our interviews yet. So the one says he's editing stuff. We talked for 3.5 hours, so I didn't expect you to post all 3.5 hours. However, I did, originally chat with another guy about doing like a whatever kind of presentation where there's multiple people interviewing the locals on their visions of events. and ideas over here, kind of like the whatever does in the stateside. I will. If they want me to join that table, I would totally become one of those unique voices. Maybe I'd be like the bearded guy on the WhatsApp, whatever. I mean, sorry, I don't know what his name is because I don't really watch that. But I mean, I catch clips because they pop up on my feeds. But I'm not really someone who sits around watching YouTube and Facebook all day. Hence, I've lost 8 kilos already being here. But I want to get out before it rains, so I'll just end this with, a like and follow and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to stay real time on how I'm doing over here, I know there was a lot of naysayers on the Cal's channel, Sunshine Shoulders, saying, "Oh, he's full of crap. He can't do this. He can't do that." Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and then you'll know for sure that I can and do those things I say, and you can watch it all in real time. Fail or succeed, right? Hopefully you're rooting for me to succeed, but if you're rooting for me to fail, come on over and watch anyways. Maybe one day you'll be converted. Common sense has a way of eventually gnawing at stupidity, and people being wrong often enough, eventually they realize, okay, shit, I'm wrong all the time. Not me, them. Whereas I tend to do okay because I'm almost always right. So, yeah, it is the way it is. Like, follow, subscribe, and if you want it in real time, hit that bell. Remember, sharing is caring. Bye, everyone.